The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. And coming up in just a bit, tip-off will be live from Charlotte as the Hornets go up against the Washington Wizards. Well, for Washington, they lost Game 1 in this matchup earlier this season. They'll see them 4 times in all, looking to even the series with a win tonight. Well, you talk about a player who needed a few years to adjust to the NBA. Kemba Walker has gone from solid to great in short order. He's really taken his team to the next level as well.
Yeah, he's improved his shot at every distance. His ball handling is wizardry and wizardry.
Wizardry?
It was wizardry.
How do you spell wizardry?
Well, it's kind of like wizardry with the saying it incorrectly.
With a G in it.
Yeah, but his scoring efficiency has really probably been his biggest asset.
Not only that, he plays to his strengths on the offensive side of the ball. And Kenny, I hate to disrespect you, I think he's the best guard coming out of New York. Hope you're not mad at me.
Well, Tiny Archibald would be. Or Lenny Wilkins would be.
Who they play for?
Oh, they would.
No, they were Hall of Famers.
New York.
Oh, I never knew that.
All right. Kevin Harlan, take it away.
But I'll give it to Kemba.
We are in Charlotte, North Carolina. 2K Sports proudly brings you NBA basketball from the home of the Hornets. This is Kevin Harlan. We've got Chris Webber and Greg Anthony with us. And from the sideline, we'll be hearing from David Aldridge. Wizards will kick off their road trip right here. And, of course, Austin Rivers. And now's the time where he's getting settled during these first few games with the new team.
Man, that trade is something that has just electrified this entire fan base, the players, the people working for the organization. They think it may be that piece of the puzzle necessary to finally get this team over the hump.
And now Washington's starting group. The explosive backcourt is Wall and Beal at the 1 and 2. Porter and Morris are the forwards. And it's Howard in at the pivot spot manning the middle. And this one features, Chris, 2 of the more athletic teams in the league. That makes a pretty good setup for us tonight.
Oh, this is the perfect father, son, mother, daughter, family game to go to. This is one of those games you'll enjoy and remember your whole life. I mean, the highlights, you'll remember where you were. Something special is going to happen tonight. Trust me.
That's good from Beal on the assist by Howard.
Oh, look at the quick instincts of Beal. They're just fantastic. He does a super job of leaking out that time in transition.
Walker against Wall. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, that opening right there, that's just because the defense failed to rotate.
Kid Gilchrist with the steal. Porter with a block.
Lockdown defense from Porter. He extends out beautifully to come up with these type of rejections.
2 points. That one goes. Here's Walker. A 14-point game for him in the win against Detroit.
And where I thought he was out of his mind was the playmaking. Time and time again, he set his teammates up for the easy buckets.
Kaminsky dishes to Batum. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Batum's got his first points in this one.
And Batum really likes getting shots off from the interior, using those long arms of his well to release the shot over the defense.
The dish to Porter. Screen by Howard. And the wide open shot from Morris. A three-pointer off the mark.
And even without that three-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
There's Walker with the three. Rebounded by Howard. For Washington, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. No good that time. Now Charlotte takes it the other way. Last time they met was right here, and they came out with a win.
And the previous meeting was a win for them and a huge day for the bench. The reserves really stepped it up with their scoring.
Yeah, when the second unit came in, I mean, they provided a ton of energy, lots of hustle points, and that just had a snowball effect.
Now here's Walker. After Markieff Morris's miss, Walker the pass to Hernan Gomez. To the paint. And Nicholas Batum again. And that makes it a tie ball game.
Now that time, the defender may have played Kaminsky to pick and pop, but Kaminsky held his ground, therefore the effective screen.
Screen by Howard. Dishes it to Porter. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, it took some time to develop, but Otto Porter is starting to put everything together. He was considered a bit of a project when he came into the NBA, drafted 3rd overall, but all the promises now being fulfilled as he is a great do-it-all forward.
And he knocks down the first one. And you forget at times that Otto Porter was taken 3rd overall, Chris, as you mentioned. He's shown great development. He's had a big jump in play year after year.
Yeah, but so often guys who are considered projects that are picked early, they never develop. Porter was a risk, but made sure he lived up to his draft spot.
And Porter drops them both.
He's so confident, so self-assured on every free throw he takes.
Charlotte trailing. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Steve Clifford had a few minutes to share with me. We talked about keys to the game, and he thinks shot blocking has to be even more important. He said, look, we want to keep them out front as much as possible, but with our length and timing, we can protect the rim if they break us down. Kevin, he hopes that strategy will help them get their 2nd win in this season series. Back to you.
Thanks for the report, David. So their focus, guys, is going to be on defense right away.
And that's always a good philosophy. Don't let an opponent get settled. Try to take them out of their game early.
Well, you know what, guys? One of the things that stand out to me is how well their team communicates on defense. I mean, they function as a unit. That's why defense is a weapon for them.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
Oh, yeah, and as a big man, you need such an aggressive move. That's the tone that you want to set, the attitude that you're trying to play with. Your teammates will follow.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
That's just great awareness from the savvy point guard. Wall is excellent at sharing the wealth.
For Charlotte, they've gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far, right at the 50% mark. Here's Kid Gilchrist, and it's sent back by Howard. Beal from long range. It's rebounded by Charlotte. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
And anytime you come off the bench, you know your role. And that night, it was about scoring.
Well, on the road, you need as many contributors as you can find. The reserves definitely helped fuel the win that time.
Here's Beal. Kemba Walker making his last shot. Shot off the pick. And Washington again with the bucket.
And look, Bill can't be stopped. Once he gets a little wiggle room, he pulls without hesitation.
And Walker kicks to Batum. Passes it to Hernan Gomez. Over Howard. No good from Hernan Gomez.
Well, he's having a tough go at it so far this quarter. Not much dropping for him.
Wall dishes to Morris. Kicks it to Howard. All with it. He's coming off a 16-point game against Milwaukee.
Yeah, but it wasn't all about himself. He also did a great job at creating for his teammates. So many assists tonight.
And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for Charlotte.
And their offense centered around the three-point shot. That was the guiding principle on every trip. Their first goal was finding an open look beyond the arc, getting that extra point every chance they could.
Looking at Washington, they took the win in their last game out against the Bucks.
Really an intimidating style of defense. I mean, they challenged everything at the rim, and that led them to victory.
That was a big-time block party. Even several shots they didn't even get a hand on were effective.
Down low, here's Howard, and it's Howard finishing it off.
Love the focus from Howard. So excellent at draining difficult shots over the defense.
Hornets trail by 4. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Walker the pass to Hernan Gomez. Beal with the steal. Outside, Wall. Porter kicks to Beal. That one's all good. Now he's 3 for 5 from the field. One thing that I think many players and certainly many other coaches, Chris, in the NBA love about Steve Clifford is his brutal honesty. He will pull no punches with you.
Yeah, reporters just can't throw cliche phrases at him during the press conferences or he'll dismantle him. The frankness he has with the media and players is one reason players like playing for him.
He's having a tough quarter scoring the basketball and able to help them close this gap.
Walker against Wall. Feeds to Morris. Outside, Porter. Clock at 6. Howard in the post. Goes back up. It's deflected.
And Batum has arms that go on forever and ever and ever, which is why he's so dangerous when it comes to shot blocking.
Walker's shot is off.
Not quite airtight defense right there, but his release was a little bit off on the jump.
Morris, no good.
A hand right in his face on the layup. Excellent defense that time in the paint.
Walker against Wall. And Walker kicks to Kaminsky. Back to Walker. Over Wall. Here's Kid Gilchrist. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And those long arms of Kid Gilchrist come in handy on the offensive glass, just scouring for any second chance opportunities he can get.
And when you look at Kid Gilchrist, and he is certainly known for his ability to defend and attack the rim, he's a terrific athlete, and he uses that athleticism on both sides of the floor, and just the prototype when you look at that hybrid forward position.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And Kid Gilchrist, no good on that one. And you look at the size and game of Kid Gilchrist, he is the opposite of what most GMs look for in that 3 spot. But Greg, he makes it work.
Yeah, I mean, most teams want a tall 3 that can stretch the floor. Kid Gilchrist isn't that, but still gets playing time because he's effective when on the floor. If you play defense like he does, you're going to find a way to get on the floor. Just doing the job on the backboard.
Rivers kicks to Meeks. Hands it from downtown. Meeks got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
There's a chance he could go for a big game if they don't D him up on the perimeter.
Pick by Zeller. Here's Parker. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J.
Yeah, the mid-range jump shot is just automatic from Parker, especially when he gets the room to fire.
On the wing, Green. Now, here's Meeks. Tight defense on him. He can't get that one.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Oh, wonderful anticipation. He reads the play perfectly, then with the quick reaction time.
There's the foul. It's on Mahinmi. That is his first foul of the game. Lamb, he's checked in for the Hornets. There's a screen by Williams. Here's Monk. No good on the three. Wizards leading by 5. Lawson outside. Over Parker. That one no good. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. Left side Williams. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker.
Well, it's all about a rhythm for a player like Williams. He's effective at shooting right off the pass.
Parker against Lawson. Over to the left wing. Green up on top. He's guarded by Williams. Just 5 on the clock. Lawson from outside. That doesn't go either for Lawson.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Here's Rivers, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And there's the call. Charlotte the foul. Well, you have to give a lot of credit to Austin Rivers for how he has improved since his rookie season.
And one big reason for Rivers earning his spot is his improved efficiency. Had trouble shooting from the mid-range and out early on and worked on that part of his game, which opened up everything else for his skill.
First one falls for him.
When you watch the Hornets play, it seems like they play with a chip on their shoulder. I mean that in a good way. They play like they have something to prove. They have a very self-driven team.
Rivers hits both of them. Chris, as you said, win or lose, you know that this Hornet team is going to battle you for all 4 quarters. They don't give up.
Well, a lot of that camaraderie has developed on this roster because of that. They know they don't have superstars and big names, but it doesn't deter them. They know they have a small margin of error.
Clearly a foul.
The Hornets have started out 0 of 1 from the line, missing their only other attempt earlier.
Two shots.
That free throw, no good.
Well, Cody Zeller isn't looking to impress anyone with this play, but he is a solid contributor on the floor. I mean, he runs the floor well. He's very good around the rim. Great efficiency on the touches close in that he does get.
And the second free throw, good. And with Zeller, it is that efficiency with the ball that you really like about his game every season, Chris. He gets more and more comfortable helping carry the scoring load.
Well, Zeller does a good job of always having his hands ready and being in a position to score. He's great at finishing on those dump-off passes. He knows how to roll and finish strong.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
And hammering down the two-hand slam. Hornets trail by 6. Parker outside. Right side, Williams. Great D that time from Green.
Not the tightest of D on him, but not the best of finishes either.
Here's Meeks. That is in there. Lawson with the assist. Meeks got 5 points so far.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Zeller dishes to Parker. Shoots from 12. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Parker's got his second bucket of the night.
And Parker just super efficient at shooting from inside the paint with shots like that one.
Lawson's against Parker. And Lawson, here we go. Mahimi and Mahimi with the stuff.
That's just too easy. I mean, you can't let him post you like that.
Well, yeah, you want to try to deny and take something away, but you can also see he's smart about his position.
Here's Parker after the basket by Washington. Zeller passes to Parker. Floats one. Rebound by Mahimi. Wizards leading by 8. And Meeks kicks to Green. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. Green's got his first 2 points.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Yeah, particularly on offense, where they've been completely in sync. Terrific first quarter.
The Hornets have gone 1 of 3 at the line here.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
First one falls for him.
Yeah, and Parker just puts so much pressure on your defense with his speed, and he's made a living out of doing that.
Good on both. 12 seconds left here in the opening quarter. And here's Lawson. And so it's Washington holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They've dictated the pace, pushed the ball at every chance, and it's paying off for them. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And before the game, we heard from Kemba Walker. He talked about his mentality when he steps out onto the floor.
Play free. Just play like you're playing street ball. Just have fun. Just play the game that you've been playing, forever.
Infectious enthusiasm to see it every time he steps on the floor. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Wizards?
Just playing suffocating defense. That's been the difference here for them.
And really, for the whole first quarter, they've maintained their intensity. Let's see how long they can sustain it.
Marvin Williams is out there with Jeremy Lamb. And there's Monk. Then it's Zeller. And it's Parker in at the point. So that's the group out there for Charlotte. The shot's good from Lawson.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Parker dishes to Williams. Now here's Lamb. He's guarded by Rivers. Monk kicks to Zeller. 6 on the shot clock. Lawson against Parker. That 3 off target. Had some space there after the little pump fake.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Now Meeks. He has 5. Lawson the pass to Rivers. He dishes it to Mahimi. 3-pointer. Lawson can't get that one to fall. There's the foul. It's on Mahimi. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Hornets trail by 8. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Here is Parker. He had 13 points in the win against the Pistons in Detroit. Zeller, a screen on Rivers. Here's Lamb. And Chris, we often talk about what makes a good coach or a good player, but to change it up a bit, what do you think is an aspect of being a good general manager in the NBA?
I think being a good manager is about a couple of things. Knowing how to manipulate and deal with the salary cap so that you can bring the best players around each other, but the skill sets have to fit. Best players aren't just what a guy has done in the past or how many points he scored or how many records that he's broken. It's about, does his skill set fit with another player? So you don't want two guys that are ball handlers on the same team, or you don't want two guys that need a ball handler to facilitate, and therefore you don't have anyone to penetrate. So someone that knows how to weave and interject different skill sets that will complement each other, I think is the type of GM that is successful in this league.
Sometimes easier said than done, though, right?
I think most times easier said than done, because a lot of GMs have some great ideas, but they need someone else to help in that trade, or a player that's willing. And so, you know, you have a lot of moving factors right there.
The Wizards have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
The free throw drops for Jeff Green.
You know, for a while now, the Wizards felt that they are just one key piece away from being a major player in the East. And they've yet to find that player in free agency, but to their credit, they've tried a number of times.
So he gets them both. And with the Wizards and free agency, they missed out on Durant and Horford, to name a few.
And really, the last major signing they had was Agent Zero, Gilbert Arenas. Unfortunately, the Wizards have had some bloated contracts on their books.
And Zeller kicks to Parker. Williams a screen on Lawson. Parker against Lawson. With some arc. Parker's shot is off.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Lawson's against Parker. Meeks on the wing. Outside, Green. Wizards need to get a shot off here. And that's good. Jody Meeks for 3. Meeks got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hornets.
Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Well, this is the dilemma as a coach. You wonder, do I need to call a timeout here? Do I need to settle these guys down? Should I let them play through it?
So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Hernan Gomez is checked in for Zeller. Kaminsky comes in for Williams. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Monk. And Walker subbed in for Parker. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Walker the pass to Hernan Gomez. Beal against Batum. Shot to stop the drought, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Well, one reason why Nick Batum is so valuable on the basketball floor is his ability to guard multiple positions. You hear that a lot with front court players, but Chris, he gives you that flexibility as a guard.
And his length is a big part of why he's able to do that. You always want a rangy guy you can put up on a shooter for the other team. Very often, Batum plays that role because of his ability to bother shots and check a multitude of players.
The first one falls.
Well, so far, if you look at the totality, Batum has put together a very impressive career. He's had a great stroke from outside in addition to his outstanding defense.
Both free throws good from Batum.
Well, you rarely get to see a player like Batum who has such a dynamic game at the shooting guard spot. He's one of the best rebounders at his position and defenders. Terrific passer and a very unselfish player.
Now here's Porter. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Milwaukee. Here's Morris. Count it from 12. Morris has got his 2nd bucket tonight.
When you're open, Bill will find you outstanding at working the ball over to the open man.
And with Batum, he is one of the elite rebounding guards, no doubt. A large part of that is because of his height and length as a shooting guard.
Well, Batum is listed as 6'8", but he has a wingspan of a condor. I mean, his wingspan is reported at 7'4". Just an all-around great player who gives you so much when he's on the floor.
And here's Wall. Kemba Walker hitting his 3 to go. Here's Howard. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, if you watch the Hornets over the past few seasons, it's easy to see how disciplined they are. They don't turn the ball over on simple plays. They never get too ahead of themselves and give away possessions.
Kid Gilchrist, he's checked in for Jeremy Lamb. And with the Hornets taking care of the ball really has become a bit of an identity for this team. It's something that is at the heart of what they do.
Well, with the roster they have, in order to compete with the top teams, they need to play smart. Limiting turnovers and making the most of possessions is critical in that.
Now, here's Batum. He's coming off a 25-point game against Detroit. That one's good, and the Washington lead is cut to just 11 on the basket from Hernan Gomez.
He lives for these type of battles on the boards. It doesn't matter which end of the floor it is either.
Wall against Walker. Morris a screen. Over Kaminsky. Morris, no good.
They haven't been able to count on his scoring tonight, but still, here they are in the lead.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Guys, with the Hornets' length and mobility at the 2 through 4 positions, the team switches a lot defensively. Coach Steve Clifford said, you have to deal with mismatches at times, but it makes defense simpler. With those guys, they're all big enough, strong enough, and competitive enough that they're going to battle. Kevin?
And having that kind of versatility on defense is huge. D.A., thank you so much. Now, here's Walker. Bradley Beal unable to get his shot to go. Batum, good.
And Walker strikes a nice balance between scoring and finding his teammates. That time for a wide-open bucket.
Morris a screen. Wall dishes to Beal. Wall with it. He's picked up by Walker. Wall's shot is off. Hornets trail by 7. Now the pass to Hernan Gomez. And Kid Gilchrist throws it down.
And Kid Gilchrist is very skilled at throwing it down. The D can't allow him to get that close to the cup.
Washington's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Wall against Walker. And Wall kicks to Porter. Howard, the pass to Porter. Wizards passing it around. Here's Beal. Oh, and the dunk by Beal.
Beal is graceful on the drive. Clever at finding ways around the defense.
Hornets have gone 6 of 13 so far from the field here in the second quarter. And Walker kicks to Hernan Gomez. Puts up a 3. There it goes. It's in, and the Wizards' lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Walker.
And they may be leaning a little too heavily on the three-pointer when there are better looks to be had inside.
Now here's Wall. And you know the points will always be there for him. He's averaging just a shade under 20 points a game right now. Batum dishes to Walker. To the middle. Here's Kaminsky. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
And as he squares up for mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Well, he did a great job of staying patient, letting the man make his move, and getting right up on the jump shot. But if you thought the D was going to tighten up on him here in the second quarter, think again.
And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end.
Look, you got to respect Wall's game. He's remarkable at driving inside, even when the D is draped all over him.
Here's Walker, following the basket by John Wall. Pass to Porter. That's good. And so Wall with the assist. Wall's got 3 assists now in this one.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
So many fast breaks now ending the three-point shot. Good to see them taking it to the rack.
Now here's Kid Gilchrist. 8 points for him. Here's the screen. Another shot. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Well, we always hear from NBA players that a win is a win. But, Chris, in all honesty, do some wins mean a lot more to players than others during the regular season?
You know, I know it sounds cliche, but not really. That really is the truth. You know, you may have 1 or 2 games that mean more, maybe Christmas, maybe against a rivalry, an old player. But you have to understand this. The whole mentality of lasting in this league is not to get 2 up or 2 down. If you get 2 up because you're playing against the Lakers, then, you know, you're going to lose against the Pistons the next night because you're not respecting them the same. You have to respect every team, fear every team the same. And so just circling one in red kind of shows that you're not respecting the next team, which sets up for a letdown. And so I think that's a good practice to have. Every game means the same, but human nature kicks in, and some are going to mean more than others.
That is really interesting. Both shots good from the stripe.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect from the line so far here in the second quarter.
Now, here's Howard. He had 16 points in the win against Milwaukee.
Yeah, but you can't talk about his performance without mentioning what he did defensively in terms of shot blocking. He was a force of nature.
Pass to Kid Gilchrist. And it's sent back by Howard.
You got to be aware of Howard at all times, especially on defense, where he makes his living blocking shots.
For Washington, they've gone 7 of 16, shooting just under 50% here in the second quarter. Wall passes to Porter. Back to Wall. Got a piece of it. Outside, Walker. Batum wide open. He fires. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Walker's got 4 assists now tonight. Washington's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. All with it, and Batum picks him up defensively. It's stolen by Hernan Gomez. Fast break now for Charlotte. Here's Walker. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. Kaminsky's got his first basket of the night.
And without looking at the scoreboard, you think they were the team trailing and trying to fight their way back.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington. Well, a lot of history here with the Wizards and Washington. A lot of great players have worn the jersey, yourself included, Chris. Do you have a favorite Wizard or Bullet player you like to watch?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I did. Juwan Howard. I love watching him go to work in that great All-Star season that he had. Wes Unseld, he's had a huge influence on so many bigs. Elvin Hayes, I mean, his name is all over the franchise record book. So many players. John Wall now.
And the Hornets team that while they have added rotation players via the draft, they haven't been able to draft a star to build around yet.
Oh, well, and with the Hornets, their best pick has been Kemba Walker back in 2011. I mean, they've traded away a lot of their picks right after making them. However, that might change as they lucked out with Monk falling to them.
A free throw drops for Rivers. Rivers hits both of them.
Well, the clear strength of this Wizard team is their backcourt. Wall and Bill, one of the best backcourts in the league. They are a driving force for this team.
Now here's Parker. He has 6. Outside, Kid Gilchrist. 6 to shoot. Screened by Parker. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Zeller for 3. And there's Monk on the assist by Zeller. Monk's got 5 points now in the quarter. And Wall and Beal certainly the focus of this Wizards offense. They've said they feel they are the best backcourt in the NBA. Some others might have that claim in reality, though.
Well, they're supposed to feel that way, but I think the Splash Brothers might have something to say about that. But You like the confidence they have, Roland. Better than Wall and Bill not believing in themselves.
Charlotte leading by 3. Parker outside. It's stolen by Lawson. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on Monk.
2.
The Wizards have been exceptional shooting free throws tonight, going 9 for 9. And he makes the first. And with sponsors coming to NBA jerseys this season, Hornets fans have to be pleased with their initial sponsor. Makes perfect sense when an owner also owns a shoe brand.
Oh, yeah, and Brand Jordan as the owner sponsor just made too much sense. You like how seamless and unobtrusive it's been. If you have to have a jersey sponsor, you can do a lot worse than the Hornets.
And so Meeks nails both of them. Charlotte in the lead. 35 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Picked by Zeller. Now, here's Monk. He's guarded by Meeks. And the shot goes down. Monk's got 7 points.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth, physical basketball, guys.
Parker against Lawson. There's the screen. Mahimia's screen. Lawson kicks to Rivers. The Wizards with another miss. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Tony, you guys are flowing really well lately. When you guys are having success this year, what will it look like?
To stay healthy. I like our chances this year. Our young guys got a lot of experience, and we play good basketball right now, so hopefully we can stay healthy and play good at the end of the season.
That is always the most important thing for your team, Tony. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good game we have here after one half of play. Everybody, welcome back for our halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith. We saw Kemba Walker lighting it up in the first half. He had 12 points, 4 assists, and 1 steal. Kenny, let's get your take on Charlotte.
Well, their success was largely about second chance points. They crashed the offensive boards heavy in the first half. I love how they fight for every 50-50 ball like it's the last ball on earth.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on Washington?
Well, the reserves came in and played like starters. Gave them some big points off the bench. It'll be no surprise to see them get more minutes in the second half. They definitely deserve it. Though sometimes when you get more minutes, you get exposed. We shall see.
That's it for now as the second half's just about ready to go.
The scene at night here in Uptown Charlotte, where we welcome you back to the action. Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. What a game we're seeing from Kemba Walker.
His points production thus far off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Yeah, right. I mean, the defense hasn't had an answer for this guy yet. Just too skilled, too driven thus far.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Hornets leading by 3. So on the floor for Washington. Porter and Morris are the forwards. The deadly duo of Wall and Beal are in the backcourt. And it's Howard in at the 5 spot. And he gets it to go.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And Wall kicks to Porter. Here's Howard, goes back up, and he sinks the layup. Howard's got 9.
And you need an army to keep Howard away from the basket. He's so superb at snatching up offensive rebounds.
Outside, Batum. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. And that's 13 points for Nicholas Batum.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
A lot of times your defense is your offense is your defense. This is poor decision-making right here. You can't let him have that shot. Also might have been a lack of effort.
Now, here is Morris. Yep, that one goes in there. 6 points for him.
Oh, I love the strength of Morris. Even with suffocating defense, he wheels these shots in.
To the right side. Hernangomez passes to Batum. The feed now to Kid Gilchrist. He kicks it to Walker. The dish now to Kaminsky. Clock at 4. Here's Kid Gilchrist. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Kid Gilchrist has got the lead up to 6 now for Charlotte. Wizards have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Wall against Walker. Wall dishes to Morris. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
You know, they used to say Markieff Morris was once a locker room distraction, but he's found a home here. He seems more at peace with the situation. He's putting up solid numbers at the forward spot.
One shot.
Morris, no good on the free throw. We talked to Markieff Morris about those times in Phoenix. He and Coach Hornacek still talk as they went their separate ways. Seems it was just a bad situation for everyone.
Oh, yeah, when you're on a sinking ship, everyone will lash out. I'm glad Morris has put that behind him and able just to concentrate on playing basketball.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half. And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Hernangomez. Walker against Beal. Back to Hernangomez. Charlotte moving the ball around. There's a good screen. Nobody near Kid Gilchrist.
They are really crashing the offensive glass, and it's paying off for them.
Second chance shot, and the shot falls short this time.
You can't be missing shots like that in the post. That'll get you a spot on the bench.
And Kemba Walker is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Wall against Walker. Outside, Wall. He feeds it to Howard. Just 5 to shoot. And Porter, here we go.
And Kaminsky offers a ton of length, especially on D, where he effectively alters shots.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there. And you could argue Bradley Beal was one of the bigger all-star snubs from last season. It's great to see what he can do when finally healthy, and has always been a dangerous scorer when he's at 100%.
Two shots.
And that one misses. And with Beal, and Greg, you brought this up with his health because he hadn't been able really to play a full slate of games in his first 4 years in the NBA.
Yeah, and credit him for dedicating his efforts to improve his health. I mean, was a time when you thought injuries would maybe limit his career, but when he's on the court, he is one of the best we have at that off-guard position, and he's only going to get better.
And he sinks the second.
Now, when Beal is healthy, he's a force on the court. He's a fantastic shooter with a lightning-quick release.
Batum passes to Hernangomez. And Walker kicks to Kid Gilchrist. Walker is screen on Porter. Dishes it to Batum. There's a screen. Passes to Walker. From outside the arc. They grab their own miss. Kaminsky. Foul on the play. Basket counts, so it'll be a three-point play chance.
He may never be the most dominant rebounder in the league, but Kaminsky may become one of the smartest. Well, Kaminsky, one of the rare four-year players taken in the lottery. I mean, he's had some struggles finding his offense in NBA consistency. He needs to get a little bit stronger and a little bit more consistent in the shot.
And with Frank Kaminsky out of Wisconsin, you knew his niche in the NBA would be as a stretch big man. Hard to be an impact player when you're struggling from outside, though.
Yeah, but Kaminsky is working on his defense. It's been a little tough for him to guard players inside. Players are still having his way with him, but he's shown that he's trying to get a lot better at protecting the rim.
They get it back. Beal from long range. That doesn't go either for Beal.
Look, it hasn't happened yet, but he's got time to find his rhythm, and if he does, they can turn this thing around quick.
Here's Kid Gilchrist, and play stops as it looks like they call an over the back here.
And trying to be the first one to get his hands on the miss. Instead, he's called for over the back.
There's nothing malicious about that play. Just isn't in a good spot and can't recover.
Outside, Batum launches it. Dwight Howard grabs the board. Howard's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Hornets leading by 6. Now here's Walker. He's got 12. Left side, Batum. A shot by Kaminsky. Nobody around. No good from outside. Wizards trail by 6. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
And Wall slams it home.
You gotta enjoy watching Wall take flight. He's a sensational dunk artist.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Excellent work by the talented people in our production truck as well. Now, here's Walker. Very solid contribution from him as he averages over 20 points a game.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
Sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined.
Here's Wall. 6 points for him. And Beal kicks to Howard. Wizards passing it around. Screen by Howard. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Morris. That's good. And so Wall with the assist. Now just a 2-point Hornets lead.
Wow, Morris has such a soft release. I mean, love seeing the ball roll off his fingertip.
Walker against Wall. Outside, Kid Gilchrist. Kaminsky sets the pick for Batum. Shoots the 3. Porter pulls it in. Porter's got his 4th rebound in this one. Beal from long range. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
Now, he doesn't look like himself right now. Nothing is going his way.
Outside, Walker. The pass to Hernan Gomez. Inside, Kaminsky. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
Such an advantage for Kaminsky. He can finish inside with either hand.
And Chris, so many of us involved with the NBA, either as broadcasters or players, had a moment where they just knew that this was the game for us. Did you ever have that moment? And if so, Chris, when did you fall in love with the game of basketball?
Wow, that's a great question, Kev. You know what? I have so many signature moments in my life that continually made me fall in love. I don't know if there's just one. You know, I remember for instance, Isaiah Thomas, after he won the All-Star game, I believe it was like 86, 87, and after he had his mom come up and his mom did the interview with him, and I was there with my mom, and I remember thinking to myself, man, that would be a cool moment. Or watching Magic Johnson hoist up a championship because he was from Michigan, and I had followed his career the whole time, and so watching him win a championship. Or how about those great Magic Johnson, Larry Bird commercials back when they got out the limo and were looking at each other, you know, that type of stuff. So, man, so many great moments, man. I can't pick one, but there's so many great moments.
Great moments indeed. Meeks can't hit. Hornets leading by 6. On the wing, Williams. Kept alive.
And that's just an excellent, concentrated effort by him to come down with that rebound. Terrific work.
Williams with the block. Now here's the fast break. Parker leading the way. Here's Kaminsky. Washington with the rebound. Mahimi's got his 6th rebound on the night. Lawson dishes to Green. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
Some tough D in the paint, getting between him and the bucket and stopping the easy dudes.
Here's Lamb, and he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle too.
Being so thin, Lamb can find it hard to finish in traffic, but shows some toughness there.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Monks checked in for Kaminsky. And Lamb, no good on that one.
And the key piece in one of the biggest NBA trades over the past few years. Lamb was sent by the Rockets to the Thunder in exchange for James Harden. That was a major trade.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up.
Yeah, and there was a time when you weren't sure if Ty Lawson was still going to have a place in the NBA. After he was cut from the Rockets and played minimal action with the Pacers, his future really was unclear. He rehabbed his game in Sacramento and is a nice point guard option.
Shooting
once
2.
Again.
He's off on the first. And Lawson was a player who was on the verge of falling out of the league, Chris. Strange to see his decline happen so fast since he left Denver.
Well, that's just how it is sometimes in the NBA. I mean, these are the best basketball players in the world. It'll be hard for Lawson to regain his efficient scoring numbers that he had early in his career, but he can still provide a spark and burst for a team with this play.
So he comes up empty, missing both.
Well, one thing the Wizards have done a good job of is making use of the corner 3. It's the most efficient shot in the game. Wizards make sure they have that as an option on a lot of their sets.
Washington calls timeout. And if you look at the personnel of the Wizards, it makes sense that they get so much use out of the corner 3.
Well, not just because they have good shooting team from distance, but they have John Wall that breaks down the defense, attracts other defenders, which leaves wide open players for jump shots.
Looking now at some numbers for Williams. This past month, he's really set himself apart, getting around 12 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
Well, yeah, lately he's been overachieving a little bit. Hopefully this is a sign of greater things to come.
Now here's Rivers. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Mahimi passes to Rivers. Got a piece of it.
Hate to say it, but he's dragging them down. Not a single bucket this game.
Got a hand on it. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession. Let's check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. You look at the Wizards. They're 6th right now in the conference with lots of time to make a move. And, of course, the Hornets right on their heels and with their sights set on gaining ground.
And checking out Charlotte, hanging where they are, right in the middle of the standings, will not make things easy for them down the stretch.
Man, they have to find a way to get better and not just be a mid-level team. Whether they get things together and accomplish this remains to be seen.
And a fast break now for the Hornets. Monk's got the ball. Shoots over Meeks. They grab their own miss. Here's Parker. Shakes off the strong D and gets the bucket for 2. Parker's got 10 points in the game.
Well, even with the defense right in his face, Parker's just in his comfort zone down inside with that look.
Lawson drives in. Will it go? And stolen by Williams. And a fast break now for the Hornets. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And a chance here to go to our rookie leaderboard and give a nod to the best long-range bombers of the past month. Second is Malik Monk.
You know, coming into the NBA, you knew he could stroke it from long range. And over the past month, he's shown us exactly that.
And he can't get the first one. And Chris, in your playing days, you had to deal with media answering questions. Now you're on the other side of that. You're asking the questions. What was your view of the media then, and has that changed at all?
My view of the media then was watch what you say, because they would take the smallest soundbite and turn it into the title of the article, and if you don't read the article, you will not see that it had anything to do with what was written. So always be cautious. And of course, they're good members of the media, but you can always get got. And I still feel the same way, that you just need to be honest, respect the process, but make sure that you understand that the interviewer is doing their job, and it would be a great notch in their belt to use one of your quotes as a gotcha moment. And so I just think you just have to be careful and make sure that that you're prepared for the interview. But no, it hasn't changed, and hopefully, you know, Kev, like yourself, I could bring some levity to it and some honesty to it and have some fun, because at the end of the day, I'm a fan of all these guys. I know how hard they had to work to get to this moment. I know the ups and the downs of it. I've experienced the highs and the lows, and so I'm really just kind of going through it with them, as opposed to trying to prove any points or have a dog in any race. So no, my opinion of the media has changed. There's a lot of good people, but you got to just respect the process.
But I like what you said, Chris. You've always been honest, and that's kind of been your label. You've been very honest with your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's easier just to do that, especially when I'm passionate about something. You know, I definitely try to be honest about. Yeah, just make some stuff up. Yeah.
And here are the Hornets now, following the bucket by the Wizards. Green against Williams, and that one good. Williams has got his second bucket of the night.
Well, you got to get up on Williams. You can't give too much space to shoot from the mid-range.
And Lawson with the drive. It's deflected. And it's out of bounds to the Wizards as Washington retains possession.
Man, you love the effort. Just getting the hand in there and knocking it out.
Well, some of that, too, is just setting the tone by being aggressive. You need guys like this on your team.
Now, here is Lawson. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. These are his third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
How about up over the 80% mark from the line last year? So he's happy and also consistent there with those numbers.
And he knocks down the first one. And Lawson hits 2 free throws. 1:41 left to play here in the third. Monk kicks to Zeller. Feeds it to Parker. The shot comes out, and it's Washington the other way. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Detroit, where they'll face the Pistons. That will be their second of this 5-game road trip. And Lawson, here we go. Here's Mahimi. And the layup falls. Mahimi's got 6.
Now look at that. That's just a great all-around play. Getting into position for the offensive rebound, finishing strong on the putback.
Now here's Lamb. Defense is right there. Screened by Parker. Williams kicks to Lamb. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Parker dishes to Williams. Another miss by Williams. Wizards trail by 11. Lawson with it. They kick it out to Green. Here's Meeks. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits. Meeks got 4 points now in the quarter.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Well, look, when you're giving up that type of height, you use your quickness. It's just that simple. And it's also a matter of skill.
Now, here's Monk. He's got 10. Zeller, and the rejection by Mahinmi.
You don't have to be in a hurry. They can hold for the last one.
No question. It's not easy to be patient, but you really don't want to give up an extra possession.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against length.
Well, this is just another case where being aggressive wins out.
Here's Monk. No good. And so it's Charlotte bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. Right back after this break. And from a recent huddle, let's listen in on head coach Steve Clifford.
Well, we're doing well. Great job. Show your hands. Show your hands. Don't foul.
Moments ago, Steve Clifford talking about defensive technique. Doesn't want to give up 3 points at the charity line.
And by focusing in on the smallest thing, his guys know how serious he is. One of the better defensive coaches in our league.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play getting started. Parker out there with Monk. Then it's Jeremy Lamb. Then it's Williams. And it's Zeller in at the center. So that's the lineup for Charlotte. Hornets leading by 7. And here is Lamb. Great D that time from Green.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off. Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
I'd love to hear his explanation of coach right there. I mean, that should be an interesting conversation.
Now here's Lamb. Back to Zeller. Charlotte moving the ball around. And Lamb kicks to Parker. From downtown. Rebound, Washington. Green's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Wasted no time on that one. Lawson's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Wizards. Parker outside. Williams against Green. Monk kicks to Parker. Williams sends a screen for Parker. Here's the teardrop. And the rejection by Mahinmi. They retain possession. Chalk up 2 there. 6 points for Williams. Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. And with the fourth quarter push coming up here, the coach going over the game plan and these players rehydrating themselves with Gatorade, recharging their bodies, refocusing their minds, and getting that strategy down to close out the game. So a whole new group on the floor now for Charlotte. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Scott Brooks' huddle. He is not happy with the turnovers. He said, we have got to get some shots. It's as simple as that, guys. Play smart and value the basketball. We'll see if the message sunk in, Kevin.
Thanks, David. Pass to Hernan Gomez. Good work defensively by Morris. Wizards trail by 7. Right side, Beal. On the wing, Porter. He's covered by Kid Gilchrist. Porter, no luck. For Charlotte, they've gone just 1 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter. A bit of a slowdown for them right now.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
And it's sad because the team relies on him to be a threat offensively. When he's rolling, that makes them a much more dynamic offense.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Walker in the post, covered by Wall. Walker's shot is off. The Wizards have gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6.
And despite the short wingspan for a big man, Kaminsky with the height and timing to still block shots.
And doesn't he just have a nose, a knack for the basketball? He is by far their best rebounder.
You're exactly right. Just has a nose for the ball, a sense of exactly where he needs to be.
Now Walker. Here's Kaminsky. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Walker's got 6 assists in the game.
Most effective when he gets his feet set. Kaminsky can be lethal on the catch and shoot.
Now here's Wall. Shoots. And he can't bank that one in. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Here's Walker. Doubled by Howard. Kid Gilchrist, the pass to Kaminsky. Lays it up and banks it in. And now it's a 10-point Hornets lead.
Well, it's nice to have an option like him every time down the court.
Walker against Wall. And Beal kicks to Porter. Howard with a screen on Batum. Porter dishes the Wall. And he converts the layup.
Well, Wall is great at using his body inside. Isn't afraid to throw his weight around down there.
Charlotte leading by 8. Now here's Batum. Outside, Walker. Kaminsky sets the pick for Walker. Kicks to Kaminsky. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Kaminsky's got 14 points now in the second half.
What a total 180-degree turn here. He wasn't making anything in the first half, but he looks like a totally different player now in the second half.
Now here's Howard. In the corner, it's Morris. Back to Howard. Left side, Wall. And Wall slams it home.
Look at that. That's the exceptional leaping skills of Wall. When he's running to the cup, you know he's trying to ram it down.
Charlotte has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. And Walker kicks to Batum. He dishes it to Kaminsky over Morris. He's off on that one. Wizards trail by 8. It's stolen by Kaminsky. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
He was playing flawless basketball up until that turn.
Here's Wall. Pass to Howard. That's tipped. Walker with it. Kaminsky in the corner. The tray. They get it again. Here's Hernangomez. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
You know, I love how he absorbs the foul and still had a chance to knock that one down.
And the first one drops. Well, the league has begun a program to crunch the numbers and learn how to reduce player injuries. It's just getting started. But, Chris, exciting to think that we'd be able to cut down on that part of the game.
Oh, yeah. You're talking to a guy that suffered injuries most of my career. I'm glad that we have more information now as far as, looking on the bench. You have player tracking cameras, the nutrition. You have more research and flexibility and strength. And so now it can all be measured. And as long as the player-doctor relationship is kept in privacy, I think it'll make a big difference.
And it's sent back by Howard. Here's Beal. That's good. And so Wall with the assist. Wall's got his 7th assist here tonight.
Oh, I like watching Beal go to town inside. He has a great understanding for how to score close to the bucket.
Now here's Walker. And Batum kicks to Hernangomez. Dwight Howard pulls it in. Beal against Batum. And it's Wall in the corner. On the wing, Porter. Shot is good, and the Charlotte lead is cut down to just 6 points, and the bucket from John Wall.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And so it's Charlotte with it. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. They'll be playing host to Miami for the next game. That'll be the second game of a 5-game homestand. Hits the three-point bomb. Kaminsky's got 19 points.
He's taking over the game. Their lead's going to get even bigger if he keeps this up.
Walker against Wall. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
Morris is excellent at cashing in on the catch and shoot. I mean, he's terrific at firing off the pass.
There's a good screen. Walker against Wall. Walker's shot is off.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Yeah, he has that capacity. He knows exactly where to position himself to protect the rim.
And he has the chops for this, raising the intensity when it matters most.
But he's showing you he wants to close this game out. That's an attitude that he brings and is appreciated by this team.
Here's Batum after the made shot from Bradley Beal. A shot by Batum, no good. Wizards trail by 5. And here's Wall outside. The Hornets pull it in. Batum's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Looking to get it going. Kid Gilchrist, no luck. From the Wizards, they're shooting in this game 45%. Wall passes to Beal. Shoots over Walker. Here's Howard. Misses the layup.
I think a kick out is the better option there. Defense had the rim on lockdown.
Kaminsky in the corner. The 3. He can't get it to go. Now Washington takes it the other way. And here's Porter. Here's Wall. And Wall with the slam.
Look, you know they're turning the Wall during crucial points in the game because he knows how to step up in a big way.
And it's the Hornets with the ball. It's a 3-point game. There's a good screen. Here's Kid Gilchrist. And once again, off the mark by Charlotte.
Another miss, and you have to wonder if this just isn't his night.
The drive by Beal. And that one, good.
I love seeing Bill come alive in moments like this. When his team needs him, he steps up to the plate.
Beal against Batum. And that's a foul called on Bradley Beal. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Here's Batum. He kicks to Walker. Shot clock at 6. Over Wall. Walker's shot is off.
Well, look, his teammates are going to stop giving him the ball if he keeps taking shots like that.
To take the lead. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Kemba Walker picks one up.
I love the attitude of this young man, John Wall. He plays with a real passion, and for his teammates, it's infectious. He makes them better, too.
Shooting 2.
That one drops. He ties it up. And they now lead as the free throw drops for him.
That's why his teammates trust him so much at the line.
Walker against Wall. Kaminsky sets the pick for Walker. Hernan Gomez kicks to Batum. Kaminsky trying to get back on track. And, here, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough, they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. So the first one drops, and that ties the game up.
He was named Player of the Year coming out of college, but Kaminsky is still adjusting to the speed of the NBA game.
And so he's good on both free throws, and that gives them the lead.
Yeah, critical that he's able to convert there. Now they've taken the lead.
Outside, Wall. That counts. He's put up 13 shots, and he's had 8 of those go in.
Look, Wall can be one of the most dangerous scorers in the game, especially when he gets hot. Keep getting in the rock.
And Batum kicks to Walker. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Good on the first, and that ties the game up.
And Kemba Walker, a national champion at UConn. You knew he'd be an impact player in the NBA.
And so both free throws good that time, and that puts him ahead.
Yeah, nice there. He does not waste those opportunities. Just what they needed with this game still in doubt.
Morris a screen. Porter dishes to Morris. Back to Porter. Morris outside. And here's Wall outside. In for another field goal. A sublime 9 of 14 on the night.
Oh, Wall embraces pressure. Look, he lives for it. Doesn't shy away when the game is on the line.
55 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Walker with a clean look. Hernangomez buries it. A huge shot to tie it up.
Now, that is cold-blooded.
Well, we want people to tune in, don't we? This is what they're tuning into. Big moments.
Now, here's Wall. There's the feed to Howard. Walker against Wall. Good!
Look at the edge Wall plays with. I love it. When he gets hit, he still remains calm and steady and focuses and knocks the shot down.
And the Hornets call time here. They're trailing by 2. 26 seconds left in the game. Chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, John Wall.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight, just amazing. He hadn't just been gunning. He's been picking his spots, and you need that kind of patience and discipline to shoot as well as he had.
Here's Walker. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to go on Otto Porter Jr.
Oh, man. Look at the skill set Walker has. Superb at using his body inside to draw that contact.
Good on the first, and that narrows the gap to 1. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
You can't have any more pressure on you than he had at the line right there. Shows you what he's made up as he's able to tie it up.
Wall against Walker. Now Wall. Oh, off target. Charlotte calls timeout. From deep, Walker. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Walker. Washington calls timeout. And that's going to do it for regulation. So we are headed to overtime. We'll be back shortly live from Spectrum Center. Well, if you're just joining us, this one has been a great one. We've got overtime action now, folks.
All right, ready to go? Ready to go?
Tip-off goes to Charlotte, and no shortage of excitement here, and we're officially underway in overtime in this game. All fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here, brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So on the floor for Washington, the deadly duo of Wall and Beal are in the backcourt. Porter and Morris are the forwards, and it's Howard in at the center position.
He's announcing his presence. Kaminsky was a prolific scorer in college. We're seeing it here tonight.
Here is Howard. The dish to Porter. 5 on the clock. He can't get it to go. Charlotte in the lead. Outside, Kid Gilchrist. They set the pick. Shoots off the screen. Rebound by the Wizards.
Now he should heavily consider looking to his teammates as the game gets close. His shot just isn't falling.
It's Wall with the drive. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Speed, the precision of Wall. It's just electrifying. Exceptional at knifing into the D and forcing them to foul.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
And the first one at the line is good. He's perfect from the line this time. We're just over a minute into overtime here. The Hornets shooting around 36%. They're just not able to finish consistently. There's a screen. Kaminsky kicks to Parker. He feeds it to Kid Gilchrist. 6 on the shot clock. Over Porter. And Kid Gilchrist gets it to go in. And the Hornets lead by 2.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Beal, the pass to Howard. Here's the 3. Hernan Gomez grabs the miss. Hornets have gone 2 of 3 from the floor as we've gotten this overtime period underway. Here's Kid Gilchrist, and Kid Gilchrist throws it down.
That's a big-time player right there. Kid Gilchrist showing what he's made of.
Wizards trail by 4. Outside Porter. And Beal kicks to Wall. Wall draws the double. Back to Beal. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
I like how Beal draws these type of fouls. Excellent at working the D and forcing their hand.
And that one falls for Beal. And good on the second, so he makes them both. We're in overtime. If you've just joined us, 2.5 minutes through it. Parker against Wall. Outside Kid Gilchrist. And a missed layup.
Not only did he play superb D there, he snagged the rebound in the process. Fantastic effort.
And it's Howard finishing it off. And he's now got the double-double. 11 points and 19 rebounds.
Well, he's been here before. Howard knows how to take charge when the team needs a bucket.
For Charlotte, they've gone 3 for 5 for their shot since we got started here in overtime. Now, here's Parker. There's a screen. Beal against Batum. Here's Kaminsky. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. For Washington, they've gone 1 of 3 from the floor since the start of overtime. Dishes it to Porter to take the lead. Bounces high off the rim and drops. And the Wizards lead by 2.
Porter is fantastic in these spots. When his team needs a bucket, he feels comfortable shooting.
Now here's Parker. Kid Gilchrist with it. Over Porter. Kid Gilchrist, no luck. The Wizards have gone 2 of 4 on their shots here in overtime. Porter dishes to Beal. Wall against Parker. They double-team Beal. From deep, Wall. The second chance effort. It's stolen by Hernan Gomez. Batum against Beal. And Batum kicks to Kid Gilchrist. Out to the right wing. Parker double-teamed. Porter against Kid Gilchrist. Here's Hernan Gomez. No good. And they can't put an end to this drought. So it's the Wizards now. They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on.
Look, I love how... Oh, man.
even during these huge possessions. Love his composure.
Charlotte calls timeout. They're down by 4. There's 25 seconds left to play in the first overtime. Charlotte making a switch here. Walker's checked in. Here's Batum. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. It's in! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
He made quite a few of these in college. Kaminsky, a clutch shooter when it matters most.
And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And a tough break is his second attempt at the line. No good. And the Hornets call time here. They trail by 3. There's 18 seconds left to play in OT, and this battle continuing. And it's the Hornets ball.
And no secret here, guys. They've got to get a 3 if we're going to get yet another overtime.
And really, Batum just finds a way to knock down these clutch shots. His poise is simply incredible.
And an intentional foul there stops the clock. First free throw is good, and that will put them up by 2. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
It doesn't get much more impactful than that. Only a 3 can tie it.
Outside, Kid Gilchrist. Here's Kaminsky. And so it's Washington who scraped by with the win. They escaped with a victory, although they needed an extra period to get it done.
Yeah, but what a great game. I mean, both teams, I felt like, gave it their all. But when it came to OT, it was just all about sheer determination on their part.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. With John Wall. John, do you think this team has reached its potential, or is there still room to grow?
We can go to a high level. You know, we still can get better defensively. Offensively, our efficiency is not there yet. You know, we still getting used to playing with others. We got a lot of room for improvement.
That's good news for Wizards fans, John. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.